Shane and James again. So last week, a little bit of a busy week for me. I'm a little bright behind me. So it was sort of a last minute idea to move from Morgantown to in with my parents in Washington, trying to save some money, trying to find a real job. In the
Hold on,
meantime,
you're in Washington State?
no. PA, Washington, PA.
Washington, PA. I was like, holy shit.
No. Hell no, dude.
That's what okay, that makes a lot more sense.
But yeah, so which is kind of cool. This is where this podcast started, right here in my parents' house here in Washington. Anyway, so James, you're growing up the porn stash, which I gotta say, I respect the hell out of.
Kind of sick, yeah. I'm gonna grow this bitch out for a while. I'm gonna see what it looks like. I want to twist it. I want to twist the ends.
Oh, I was able to do that. I still kind of am able to do that. But
well, I want to. Once I can do that, then I'll decide on if I actually want to keep it or not.
I kind of. The more I look at it, the more I like it. It's very.
No, that's what my girl said, dude. I thought it was a good joke. She's like, no, actually, Kyle.
I figured she'd hate it.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, when I had the Yellowstone facial hair, at first I'm like, man, I don't know about this. But then like a week went by, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of like it.
Yeah, I'm going for the Ron Swanson.
Ooh, that's bold.
Yeah.
The Andy Reid.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go ahead and get into it. Let's start with my Packers first. I don't like to, but that was kind of the big takeaway of the weekend.
Yeah. That was the game. I'd say that is probably the most noteworthy.
Yeah. So it wasn't great. It started off great that first quarter. I'm like, man, we are rolling. We were up 10-0. We got a defensive stop at the beginning of the second quarter. I'm like, shit, we might be up 13-0. We could be up 17-0 right here. This could be over real quick. And then Rodgers throws that pick six. I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's get him next time. That's something that doesn't happen with him often to begin with. It's only happened 3 times in his career, 2 times in Tampa. I don't know why. He doesn't play well in Tampa, I guess. And then he goes out there and throws another interception. The second one wasn't really even his fault. It bounced off Adams' hand into the DB's breadbasket. So I don't really fault him. Plus, if you watch the play, a defensive lineman for Tampa was clearly offside, so probably should have been a free play and gained 5 yards. Probably shouldn't have lost the ball anyway. That leads to a quick score for Tampa. So what goes from 10-0 to 14-0. Then the wheels just fell off. But there's a lot wrong with Green Bay. Defensively, they look bad. Offensively, they were exposed. If you push us around offensively, we're not going to answer.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. I just saw my team get humiliated.
Every team, every single year, good teams, and then bad teams on the opposite side of that spectrum, but every year, good teams just have a stinker too, bro, and that's all that was. Aaron Rodgers will not have a game like that for the rest of the year.
Probably not. You're right. He'll finish the year with 6 interceptions, probably. 2 of them will be in this game, and then he'll probably spread out the rest.
Now, I think that it's going to be the Bucs or the Seahawks that you face in the playoffs. So, I mean, I do think it'll be a good game next time. But, dude, the Bucs aren't that much better than you guys. That was an anomaly. Aaron Rodgers had a very rare bad game. I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I wasn't like super impressed with LaFleur's adjustments. He didn't really adjust. I
thought the whole team panicked. Rodgers too.
It was just one of those rare games where nobody did well. The lines got pushed around. Yep. Aaron Rodgers played bad, and LaFleur just didn't have his best day. Dude, obviously you want your team to win every game, and you want them to beat the good teams. But that was an anomaly of a game for the Packers this season. They're still going to win 12 games minimum unless somebody, Rodgers gets hurt. They're fine. That was a tough game, tough spot. Rodgers won't play that way again. In fact, I bet Rodgers has an absolutely insane game on Sunday.
Probably. I mean, Houston's terrible defensively. Problem is, I don't trust our defense whatsoever to slow down Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but I mean, my boy Jair is covering the shit out of Will Fuller. So what do they think?
I will say this. Every time I watch him, Jair, like everyone says how great he is. I watch him and I'm like, I still see him getting burned all the time. But then I watch Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Focus comes out with a graphic and still rates in the top corner. I'm like, is there something I'm missing here?
No, dude. What people? I mean, I know you do because you know football, but a lot of people, dude, like Darrelle Revis Deion Sanders are going to get burnt when a
I
quarterback has
know.
5 seconds. It just happens, dude. Now,
It just feels like the entire world is, and I love Jair Alexander. It just feels like the entire world is higher on Jair Alexander than I am. I'm like, he's good, but I don't think he's that good.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's a shutdown corner, but do I think he's a top 15 corner in the league? I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I would argue top 10 even, but anyway. One more thing I want to touch up on with is under Matt LaFleur. There's a saying, and I want to quote WVU's head coach Neil Brown here. And when you're playing football, you're gonna have bad plays. What you gotta do is make your bad plays not so bad.
Yep.
You gotta eliminate them as much as possible, or make them to where it doesn't hurt your team that much.
Exactly.
But under Matt LaFleur, I will say our bad has been bad.
Yeah.
Under LaFleur.
Yep. I mean,
He has had 5 losses in his 10 years head coaching Green Bay. One of them was by one possession against Philadelphia on Thursday night, where I'd argue he just got outcoached by Doug Peterson. Then he goes on the road to LA and they lose 26-11. They lose to San Francisco last year in the regular season 37-8. They lose to San Francisco in the playoffs 37-20. Now first game of the year on the road in Tampa, and it's 38-10. Our bad has been bad under LaFleur, and that's something that still concerns me.
And this is honestly just a theory, and I could be way off on this, but I feel as though LaFleur is like an amazing schematical coach, X's and O's coach. Maybe, he has a harder time sort of rallying the troops when you're down and stuff because he's like fucking 35 years old, dude, and it's hard for somebody like Aaron. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a hunch. That could literally have nothing to do with it, but
I don't know. We had a decent share of comeback wins last year. We beat Detroit twice on last-second field goals coming from behind. I know that's Detroit, but still pro team. But I don't know. You might be right to some of it.
I mean, it happens. You guys, the one thing that I'll tell you about LaFleur that is taken for granted by a lot of people, he never loses to a team he should beat. That's more impressive.
So when I was looking over that stat, because I saw he gets outscored, I think it was 172-76 in his 5 losses. I'm like, God, that's bad. But I was also like, this really shows we're just getting demolished by teams we shouldn't beat. And I'm like, I guess this shows we're beating teams that we should beat.
and dude, you don't know how valuable that is because every year we just lost to the Bengals. Like, that shouldn't have been a loss, dude. It's just
you tied with the Bengals.
Yeah, which is like kissing your sister.
Hey, it might save you guys.
No, it actually is. I mean, dude, Philly's gonna win that division. I've never been more confident this year than I am now, but.
So let's go ahead and let's switch gears here. Let's go to some of the NFC East. So Dallas once again looks awful, and I see them and I can't help it. And everyone's blaming Andy Dalton, but I'm sitting here like there are so many other issues with Dallas that's not Andy Dalton.
Bro, Jerry Jones is just a splash, flair kind of guy, and that. We all know that is just the opposite of what wins in the NFL. It doesn't win, dude. You have it cool. You have 3 awesome wide receivers. Who fucking cares? There's one football.
Yeah.
Like now you have the best receiving core in the league, and you're literally just depleted at every other position on your whole team because you just had to pay CeeDee Lamb.
Meanwhile, you give Zeke a $90 million 6-year contract, and he's fumbling the ball every game.
Bro, there are 3 players that they paid ridiculous amounts of money to, and they all fucking suck this year. Jalen Smith looks like the Tin Man out there this year. DeMarcus Lawrence has like 2 sacks, and Zeke Elliott can't even. Dude, he looks like shit.
Yes.
Like fucking shit. He's slow. I've never seen him cut slower than he does now. I feel like I haven't seen him break a tackle from like a wiggle in like 2 years, dude. Mm-hmm. And now I just saw yesterday, Zeke I think is 25. He has the 5th most carries of any active player in the NFL right now.
Is he really only 25? Man, he's been in the league 5 years, so yeah, he's probably about to turn 26.
Maybe 26. But point is, I mean, he has the body of like a 30-year-old running back. He just, dude, it doesn't matter. Because I always thought, I was like, damn, dude, Zeke's a brick shithouse. Like, he's just going to eat. But it's like, dude, it's the NFL. You get fucking smacked 350 times a year, every year. Like, dude, you're going to slow down. You're going to hurt. And on top of all that, I don't think Zeke has the mentality to out of something like that. As far as like work ethic goes and shit like that, I mean, he came in the camp 2 years in a row chubby. Like I read whole articles about him coming in with a gut.
Yep.
Obviously, he's always getting in trouble. I don't think. I mean, he's always had the talent, but dude, they paid him $90 million. And I mean, dude, I love Christian McCaffrey. They just paid him the highest running back.
Yeah, but at least McCaffrey makes his presence known in the passing game.
They lost. Yeah, but dude, Christian McCaffrey. They were 0-2 with Christian McCaffrey.
I know. Oh, I know. And now they're what, 3-1 without him?
Dude, stop paying running backs. I don't care how fucking good they are. I don't care if it's Lev Bell. I don't care if it's Zeke. I don't care if it's Todd. When is the last big dude? Todd Gurley, Lev Bell, Zeke, Christian McCaffrey probably now. Like, they've all blew up in these people's
The last one that I can think of that might have played well after he got an extension was, and I don't even remember if it was that big of an extension, but Matt Forte. I remember him getting an extension and playing about 3 or 4 more years and doing well.
Yeah, I mean, but that was years ago, and
I know.
We got like $8 million a year. These guys, Zeke got like 17 or 16 mil a year or something. 15 mil a year. It's just like, I don't know, man. Jerry Jones is Colin Cowherd actually. You know, I know he's been on some shit lately, but he actually just summed it up yesterday perfectly. It's just like, dude, Jerry just never makes the hard decision, man. He just always throws money at the guys because he likes them, and all this shit. And it's just like, dude, they don't have Dak paid. They have a bunch of other players paid to the fucking gills that aren't playing well. The strength of their team used to be their offensive line. They literally have an absolutely horrible offensive line now.
Injuries have a lot to do with that. Yeah.
Tyron Smith might have to retire.
Travis Frederick retired.
Their left center and guard are bad. Their right guard is the best in football. He's hurt now. And then La'el Collins is out for the year. I mean, they went from having a top 3 or 4 O-line to below average.
Yep.
And, I mean, it kind of makes me upset because, dude, the Cowboys are just all hype, dude. If you actually knew football, if you actually know what wins in the NFL, any fucking
I love that you just throw that on. If you actually knew football.
No, because, dude, it's a bunch of fucking analysts, and they're just like, oh, my God, Dak threw for 5,000 yards in that last year, and he got another receiver. They're going to be better. It's like, dude, that's not how football works, dude. Maybe in the Big 12, but, like, dude, you guys got away from your identity, which is running the fucking football and letting Dak play off of that. I don't care what you say; he's more successful when he does that. You're fucking you hired a coach who is literally Jason Garrett. Mike McCarthy is Jason Garrett. He's probably a little more of a dickhead, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like you can at least have somebody the players love playing for. They're already talking mad shit on Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Like dude, Jerry Jones, like this team 2 years ago looked like they were about to win a Super Bowl, and they've just bad decision after bad decision. I mean, the fact that them and Philly are on the same like page right now as far as embarrassment when Philly hasn't drafted a good player.
Philly's depleted at every position.
So's Dallas though. To be fair, so's Dallas. The offensive line is absolutely decimated. But like, I mean, dude, I hate that Dallas is just always the center of conversation this offseason. They got CeeDee Lamb, Super Bowl. It's like, dude, they lost their best corner and best pass rusher. Guess what happened? They have the worst fucking defense in NFL history now. Like, I didn't think they were going to be letting up 38 points a game, but I knew it. I was like, dude, they had an average defense last year with a bona fide number 1 corner and a really good extra pass rusher. They lost both of them and didn't replace them. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Your number 1 cornerback is a fucking second rounder. Like, it's Diggs. It's just, I just think it's so funny, dude. I told people the Mike McCarthy fucking hire wasn't going to do anything. His whole fucking thing. Oh, Jason Garrett is not creative. He's not this. It's like, dude, that was the whole knock on Mike McCarthy for like the last 6 years of his.
I can vouch for that. I can 100% vouch for that.
Dude, people because people like to say, oh, well, you won a Super Bowl, which is true. You can't fucking take winning a Super Bowl away from him. But I mean, I think it's safe to say he underachieved in Green Bay. He had probably the best 5-year stretch of football ever played by a quarterback, and he did not have great postseason success when I think he should have. He didn't make great roster decisions. He had a very stale offense that Aaron Rodgers lived up. Let's be honest. He said all the time he ran his own fucking plays because you suck.
So he talked about that on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, and now I see everyone like, oh, Dak's going to get paid now because Andy Dalton was so bad. And I'm like, dude, they weren't winning with Dak, though.
No. Look, there's a lot of issues with Dallas. I don't think Andy Dalton's one of them. He's one of those guys. Everything has to be perfect for him to be good, and everything's not perfect in Dallas right now.
Exactly, dude. They're just a dumpster fire. I love it. The players are already turning on the coaches. The coaches are turning on.
I mean, if this keeps going in this direction, I think it's possible McCarthy gets fired.
Yeah, I can tell. Dude, if they only win 3 or 4 games, he's gonna get fired.
Is the winner of the NFC East going to win 7 games?
6.
You think 6?
Yep.
That would be. I think that's historically bad.
It would be the only time it ever happened.
Yeah, because this division will beat up on itself.
Yep. I don't think so.
I'm not sure where Dallas's wins are going to come from. Philly, I can see once they get healthy sneaking up on a team late. But...
Well, I just see Philly as of right now. I mean, especially if they can just get healthy a little fucking bit. I mean, they don't need everybody back, but some people, I could see them sweeping the NFC East the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's your 6 wins right there.
Yeah. Well, they lost to Washington, so that would be 5. But they already got a win, so that would be 6.
I meant the rest, though. Like, yeah, so they'd be at 6.
Another game I want to talk about, and we really shouldn't, but I want to mention it, is the Miami Dolphins beating up on the New York Jets 24-0. The Dolphins. We've warned people about the Dolphins.
You did. I didn't.
I thought you were on my side.
I mean, I agreed with you, but like you were the one who went out on the limb and said, I really think the Dolphins are going to.
I didn't know. I want to clarify. I didn't say that the Dolphins were going to be a playoff team or be over 500. Yeah. I said I think they have a chance to be like 7-9 or something like that.
They have a good roster. They can get an elite pass rusher, which I mean, every fucking team does that. But like they are like a Yannick Ngakoue away from being like a fuck.
So the thing with the Dolphins, they got to get their offensive line fixed, but defensively, Brian Flores has done a really good job, and the organization has done a really good job of just getting adequate players at every level. Like they don't, and that's how you win. If you're going to spend money in free agency, don't get one guy. Get a multitude of guys who are like B+ players that aren't going to break the bank.
That's why the Packers are good. The Packers don't have a crazy amount of elite talent, but they also don't have any holes. That's why they're fucking good.
I disagree. I think their biggest hole is up front defensively. I think they got to get another guy next to Kenny Clark.
What happened to Kenny Clark?
He's great, but he's only one guy. We need someone else.
What happened to the Smith brothers?
Yeah, I will say that. The Smith brothers, Za'Darius has been okay this year. Preston Smith has, like, if you've seen him, let me know, because he hasn't been around. I don't think he has any sacks this year. Like, he's going to be cut. If he keeps going like this, he's going to be cut, because we need to create salary cap space for next year. And he's going to be cut. Probably Adrian Amos is going to be cut. They'll probably restructure Rodgers' deal. I don't know, but they're going to find a way, and I think Preston Smith is the odd man out. Let's talk about our boy Josh Allen and the Kansas City Chiefs Monday night game, or Monday afternoon game, sort of. The Chiefs are really good, man. And Josh Allen wasn't great, but he also wasn't bad. Let me pull up his numbers here.
Bro, the thing that people don't understand about Josh Allen.
Okay, so Josh Allen's completion percentage wasn't very good, but he was running for his life, and he didn't play very well, but he still managed to throw 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers didn't even do that. What's that?
He had to play from behind, too,
yeah.
Which can throw your game a little bit. But this is the thing people don't understand with Josh. Dude, he might not have hit 50% of his potential yet. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he's only going to get better at reading defenses. He still has plenty of years of being, like, an athletic quarterback before he has to go, all right, I got to stop using my legs and sit back in the pocket. Like, dude, he's going to be a multiple-time All-Pro. I don't know if he'll ever win, like, an MVP or anything like that. But
I think he can.
I think he has the skill set. Dude, you have to have.
He's going to be a guy, I don't know if he'll ever be elite or anything like that. But he'll be a Matt Ryan, perennial Pro Bowl, maybe an All-Pro once or twice kind of guy. And he's not the problem with the Bills. The Bills lost because, he was playing from behind, but their defense was atrocious and has not been good this year.
I just see Big Ben, bro. I see all the things that
he's better than Big Ben. He's better than Big Ben, I think.
I mean, there you go. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. So I fucking love Josh Allen. I mean, dude, I was watching that game, and every time, like, a team is good when you never expect them to do anything bad. I mean, I'm sitting there, it's like 3rd and 12. I fucking knew Patrick Mahomes was going to get that first down.
Yeah.
just knew it. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, bro, he's gonna get this. No doubt in my mind.
He's just like, I literally think he's just toying with defenses sometimes.
Dude, he just makes the perfect decision every time, and it's like if you make the right decision and you just have a fucking dart, it's like you can't do anything with the new rules in the NFL. Like,
and they were playing conservatively because of the
I
weather.
agree.
They were just feeding it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire the entire game.
Dude, I feel like at any point, like, dude, if they needed to be like, yo, we have to score 50 points today, I feel like they could do it on anybody.
I will say, and to quote Colin Cowherd again, the Chiefs are just one of those teams when they're on, like, good night, I don't care if you're the 85 Bears or any other team, when they're on, forget it. It's lights out. It's game over. But they do have games about maybe once a month, one game every 4 games or something where they're not hitting on all cylinders and they're a little bit off.
You know what they remind me of? You know who they remind me of?
Who's that?
The Warriors after the 73 win team, when they were just so fucking good, they just pick and chose their spots. They're like, all right, if we need to win tonight, nobody's beating us if we know we have to win. But there's going to be some nights, dude, we're just going to pick our spots. Like, Colin Cowherd says it all the time. He's like, dude, you'd be surprised. Really good teams play close games with shitty teams all the time because they don't prepare as hard as they would if they were playing the Patriots or something. And I think that's the case with them. I just think they know, like, dude, we could turn it on if we really fucking have to. Nobody's going to blow us out. I really think that's what it is. I mean, dude, the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I'd put $1,000 on it right now.
I agree. So one more game I want to touch up on. Steelers-Browns. That's a game. We were split on. You picked the Steelers. I picked the Browns. Foolishly. And the Browns were exposed. I thought Baker Mayfield was exposed. That was the best game Pittsburgh played all year. That defense is legit. I mean...
Baker Mayfield needs to fucking go home and put on every single Drew Brees game in his entire fucking career and watch how he needs to play quarterback. Dude, everyone says it, and he keeps doing it. Dude, you run like a 4.9. Everyone on that field can fucking catch you. Dude, stop running around. That's what, dude, he takes so many sacks, and then he ends up making these really shitty passes because he's just running around in the circle trying to get rid of it's like, bro, we've seen you be like pinpoint, deadly accurate. You don't have like a crazy strong arm. I wouldn't say it's weak. But dude, you're not an athlete and you're short, dude. You're not going to play like Russell Wilson. That's not who you are. Stop trying. You're Drew Brees. You fucking throw the ball to the guy 6 yards down the field right in his chest.
See, not right now, but Brees has always had the better arm than Baker.
You think so?
I don't know. He's also played in great weather and a dome most of the time.
I'd say professionally, yes, but like, dude, I've seen Baker like. It wasn't like he was throwing – dude, he was hitting people right in the fucking breadbasket all of college. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, do I think he's, like, necessarily Drew Brees? But, like, that's how he should play is my point. Like, I don't know, man. I knew they weren't going to win that game, dude, because I knew goddamn well Baker Mayfield wasn't going to have a great game against that defense because I knew what he was going to try to do. He's going to run it fucking
I thought the Browns' offense – like, there are just some offenses – you just can't prepare for, like the Chiefs. And I thought the Browns were one of them, not because I'm putting them up there with the Chiefs, but just because they play such a weird style of football where they just ground and pound like the Tennessee Titans the entire game, and it just wears on you. I thought it would wear on the Steelers, and it did not at all. Maybe when the weather gets colder and they play this game again in Cleveland, maybe. But I don't know. So let's talk about one more thing I want to talk about is the big news from last week. Dan Quinn getting fired. I don't think either of us are surprised. These are the two jobs that have opened up. I think right now are the most attractive. Obviously, of the one, I should say, obviously they are because they're the only two jobs that opened up. But of the other jobs that we think could open up, I think those are going to be the most attractive. No, you don't think so?
Falcons is a fucking awesome job. Texans is a terrible job.
No, I disagree. I think the Texans is a good job.
Bro, they don't have any draft.
I know, but that's short term, James. That's like, short term.
Dude, I get it. You have Deshaun Watson. I get it. Deshaun Watson isn't doing shit until you get a team around him, and they can't do it next year, dude. I would not, dude. And they're just. It's not like a blue blood franchise now. Neither is Atlanta, even though they're old. It's not like they have a success, a history of being super successful. But like,
yeah, it's honestly surprising how I didn't realize how long Atlanta had been around as an organization. It's been like since '66.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were like one of the expansion teams from the '60s. But, dude, I would love to go to Atlanta. It's in a dome. People love the Falcons. I know people up and down, like a bunch of people. They're semi-national brand. They still have Matt Ryan, but like. the cool thing
So
about
I want to float a theory by you. My friend dropped this.
Dude, they can draft somebody and set them behind Matt Ryan for a year, just like they did with Matt Mahomes, and then next year the Chiefs or the Falcons will be good. They have good players all over the place.
So I don't know about Matt Ryan's contract situation. He may be a free agent in a year or two, but my friend dropped a theory, which I thought was interesting. If Atlanta keeps going this way, let's pretend they get a top 3 pick, maybe the first pick in the draft, which I doubt the Jets are terrible. But if they're in the running for Trevor Lawrence, could they trade Matt Ryan to somewhere else?
Of course.
Yeah, and the team he said, San Francisco.
Dude,
it is the worst kept secret that Kyle Shanahan is ready to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo, I think.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you already know how I feel about all that shit, dude. Matt Ryan, Super Bowl, bro. Go get another one. Straight up.
Yeah, they worked together in Atlanta, and that was the best season either of them have had, arguably. Well, I shouldn't say that. Shanahan went to another Super Bowl with San Francisco.
Listen, Matt Ryan is on the decline, but I also think he's having an especially bad year. Listen, dude, you can come out, new coach the next year, draft a quarterback with your top 5 pick, set him behind Matt Ryan, still have a pretty successful season next year. You can get free agents. People want to go to Atlanta. Atlanta's one of the coolest cities in the country, especially for, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to love that shit.
So, both of those organizations, I think, should be in the running for, in my opinion, the top 2 guys on the market, Eric Bieniemy and Robert Saleh. I think those are the top 2 guys. One of them, I think both of them are going to get one of those jobs.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, if I'm Bieniemy, that's the job I want, for sure, period.
So let's talk your Thursday night football game. You're not very confident, but let's give a quick preview.
I've come back around.
Have you? Okay.
I'm just not confident because it's the Eagles. I mean, I do think that they'll end up beating the Giants, but it's just like, dude, you never know. I mean, if Wentz just has a slightly off game, he has nobody that's going to, like, mitigate that. So it's like, it's all on Wentz. I mean, if Wentz goes out there and even has an average game, I think they win. But, like, you know, I don't know with him this year, dude. He's been extremely inconsistent. Now, I will give him this. He's 0-2 the last 2 weeks, but he's played his fucking ass off against 2 top defenses in the league.
Yeah. I turned that game off, or it was on Sunday, and I turned it off.
Same.
And
same.
Next thing I see, it's 30-28 or 30-22, and they're about to score.
And dude, his stat line actually matched his play. I know a lot of times that's not always the case. You'll watch somebody, they'll play like shit, have a nice stat line, or vice versa. They'll have a shitty stat line, actually played way better than that. He actually met his stat line against a team that, I mean, dude, he had no linemen. He got sacked 6 times. I think he got hit 14 times. Yeah. I mean, that's basically, you know, that's fucking 50% of your drop back. So I actually walked away from both of the last 2 weeks feeling better than I did after the actual W against the Niners. I mean,
and that's like my friend that's such a huge Giants fan has been saying, like, pounding the table, Giants are gonna win Thursday, and I'm like, I mean, they don't. He keeps saying, like, they don't have anyone. I'm like, but they've still found ways to be competitive against the Steelers and the Ravens. Yeah. I'm not so sure about that.
Dude, I'll just put it to you like this. The only player on their whole offense I'm afraid of is Slayton, and Darius Slay will shut him down.
Yeah, I think that's a good matchup there.
And then what do you have?
What else are they going to do? Like, they don't have Saquon Barkley, so I don't think they're going to run the ball particularly well. Their offensive line's terrible. I think the Eagles' defense is going to feast, honestly, on Thursday.
I hope so.
Like, that's how the game's going to be won. Because Wentz, like you said, I'm not sure what I'm going to get from him. He's likely going to make some mistakes. And they probably won't be able to move the ball a lot. The Giants have a lot better defense than I give it credit for. But they'll probably get, I don't know, 10 to 13 points offensively. The defense is going to have to come up with something. A couple turnovers, a defensive touchdown, something that'll put it away.
Which isn't out of the question with the way Wentz has been playing. But, yeah, I happen to agree there. I think that,
which is totally possible because Daniel Jones is a turnover machine.
Exactly. I think the difference is going to be the Eagles' D-line is going to do better against their O-line than vice versa. Lane Johnson's playing. I think if Lane actually plays the whole game, they're going to be just fine. You know, right guard situation's looking bad. No Miles Sanders, no Zach Ertz, no Dallas Goedert, no, you know.
Hey, these Thursday night games, like, it's hard to count out the best quarterback and head coach combination, and Philly has that. It won't be pretty. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to go out there and score 50 points. It'll be a slug it out, chess match, kind of 13-10 game.
I was going to say it's going to be like 23-17.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty low scoring game, I think.
Yep, I agree.
All right. So we're both gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm not super confident in it, but I'm gonna take the Birds.
Same.
Okay. Well, that's good. We'll do picks later in the week for the weekend. I had a horrible week last week. Just horrible. I gotta get.
It was a tough week. Some weird shit happened.
It was a weird week. All right, my man. I'll let you go.
All right, brother. Later.
Later.